In this episode on our series on our deep understanding of Amalek, we're going to get a deep understanding of Amalek. We're going to thoroughly understand him and the psychology of him, and that's going to give us everything we need to move on to the Kabbalah in the next episode. So now let's reiterate everything we've understood about Amalek so far and go into more depth. 1. He is the force in us that knows his master and still rebels, i.e., he entices us to do evil in a place of actually fully well knowing Hashem and even knowing that Hashem is right and good. 2. Due to the fact that he doesn't deny the truth, his focus instead and his attack front, his battle line, is on saying that the truth doesn't matter. Yes, it's true, but who cares? A this doesn't matter ideology is fundamentally against meaning and value itself. 3. The spirit of Amalek is not stupidity, but chutzpah, brazenness, audacity, mockery, and arrogance. Look around you and within you and see if you can now identify Amalek. Any voice that says, stop caring about the truth, in whatever form it comes, usually with a brazen arrogance and chutzpah, that's the voice of Amalek. That's the voice we are commanded to erase. We are meant to fight for preciousness, not against it. This fight is Hashem's main war. Hashem is trying to invest preciousness and meaning and value, sacredness, holiness, and goodness in the world until it sparkles with it, brighter than the sun. Amalek is trying to destroy that. This fight is Hashem's main war. Hashem is trying to invest preciousness and meaning, value, sacredness, holiness, goodness in the world until it sparkles with it, brighter than the sun. Amalek is trying to destroy that. That's the force of Amalek, to remove the preciousness and sacredness of life. Where does preciousness come from? Well, as we saw, the 7 Canaanite nations, i.e. the 7 character traits within us that are animalistic and cannot operate in a world of intellect and awareness, they are only able to operate when we leave those worlds temporarily, the worlds of intellect and awareness. However, Amalek can operate within those worlds, as we said. What higher world is there than intellect that Amalek can operate in? Well, if you've been paying attention to how this works, or you're well studied in this type of thinking of Kabbalah, you will have figured it out based on what I said that Amalek strives to do. His battle line in us to make us do evil is to attack meaning and value and preciousness. That means that there is a higher world, higher than intellect, higher than creation even, that meaning and preciousness come from, where Amalek can't operate. In Kabbalah, this world is the world of Keter, and it's the very highest world, to the point that it's very easily identified with the true essence of Hashem, as well as in all of us, in our mashal of Hashem. Our world of Keter is very easily identified with our very self, our very essence too. I.e., our world of Keter and who we are in our very core are very much blurred. So what is Keter? Keter means crown. Crowns are precious, aren't they? And this is the world of desire and will. It is at its core that which we find precious and valuable and meaningful. It is our delight, our pleasure in life. And as a result, we desire our pleasures in life. We desire life and have a drive to pursue it. The ultimate pleasure and value and meaning in the world is the value and meaning that Hashem finds in it. As Jews, the preciousness and sacredness of life that Hashem invests in it from his very self is not something that we doubt or question, and it's certainly considered wrong for us to do so. In any relationship, if the one that we love and respect finds something important, who are we to question and doubt that it is important, even if we don't understand it? We are not so arrogant to think that just because we don't understand it, it must mean that it's not actually important or precious. Our surety comes from our trust and respect. It's not coming from our intellect, remember, it's above intellect. It's coming from our trust and our respect. So our surety that this thing is important, even though we don't understand it, our intellect doesn't fathom it, comes instead from our relationship with this person, and specifically our trust and our respect in them, as well as our love and connection with this person. And the same is true for our loved ones. We expect them to trust and respect us and take our concerns and the things that we find important and precious seriously, even if they don't understand. Like we said, Amalek does not deny the intellectual truth or awareness of Hashem. He can't, because a person wouldn't listen to any argument like that. If I know my mother, who is anybody to come and tell me that she's not real or that she didn't tell me what I know she told me about what she thinks is good and what I should do and that I should be well behaved, etc. Amalek may want me to separate from Hashem and his ways, but he can't do it by denying my own experiential knowledge. So what he does is he attacks my trust in Hashem. He creates doubt. Like we said, there are some things that we know are intellectually true, but we don't understand them. Like above, we said that sometimes someone we love and respect finds something important. We know that and don't deny it, however, we don't get it. It's too complicated or removed from our experience to understand it yet. We will try to, of course, but for now, we just have to take it on faith and trust. But again, we do know that they find it precious. They told us and they showed us. Amalek can't question that. But what he can do is make us doubt the preciousness. Is it really that precious? Is it really that important? Do we really need to care? Is it really our problem? Is it even possible that this thing can be precious? Do they really mean it when they say that they consider it important? Maybe they're just, manipulating us. Doubt. As the Frierdiker Rebbe pointed out, the gematria, the numerical value of the letters of Amalek in Hebrew, is the same as the gematria of Safek, doubt. Doubt is to keter, i.e. the realm of preciousness, what ruch shtut is to dat, the realm of knowledge and awareness. It creates a blockage between connecting to our own, as well as Hashem's desire and delight, because Amalek sits between the Heichal HaRatzon and the Heichal Livnat HaSapir at the back. What is Hashem's preciousness? I'll say it now. The Torah makes it crystal clear. He finds us precious. He finds us living a life of Torah and performing mitzvot precious. How precious? How precious does he find this? Well, let's just say that he finds it so precious that the only real way to describe it is it's essential to him, in his very self. Like we said, keter and yourself are blurred. It is essential, so important that it's absolutely necessary. As Rabbi Manis Friedman says, he needs us and he needs us to do mitzvot. And the only question I have on that controversial word is it strong enough or is it not strong enough? We too find Hashem precious and we find each other precious. We find preciousness in our loved ones, our soulmates, and our relationship with them. We even find preciousness in the creation, in the world. We find preciousness and sacredness in living our lives with our loved ones in this world in a way that is good and holy and filled with good deeds, love, awe, trust, unity, and service. We find the word home, a good home, to be the most precious of all words, the most precious of all words. The concept is the most sacred of all concepts, a warm, loving, peaceful, intimate home with our loved ones and our soulmates in a beautiful world filled with good deeds. Unless Amalek has attacked us, which he has. He really has. Not the person or the nation, but the doubt or even the outright denial in our hearts of this preciousness. There is a very scary statement in Vayikra that Hashem says that if we treat him bakeri, with meaninglessness, with whatever, he will also treat us with keri. And I believe we are experiencing this now. There is a very widespread opinion that Hashem doesn't really care about Torah, mitzvot, or us, chas v'shalom. This attitude finds much of its influence in Greek thinking, of the likes of Aristotle and his theology, that Hashem is too perfect or lofty to care. The problem is that there are many difficult to understand theological concepts that can be easily misunderstood this way. For example, like we discussed in the previous episode, that Hashem has a level where he doesn't distinguish between good and evil. This sounds to a human being who's first encountering the statement that is saying that he doesn't care about good and evil. This is a misconception, and we have explained in a small way how to understand that properly. There are many misconceptions like this due to very similar theological problems that have ended up becoming famous to the point that many people are now teaching that Hashem doesn't really care. It's become prevalent. Much has been done and is being done to deal with this and end this. And this represents a battle line against Amalek. I mean, I didn't think about it until I made this video, but this is what I'm trying to do to my own small degree. I'm making it my own duty to try and help go through the deeper theological discussions in the Torah, something I've studied very passionately and found some success in. And I'm trying to clear up these misconceptions that I had, and I think other people could also clear up, in order to bring back the preciousness and meaning to life. as much as I can in my small way, to bring back the trust and the emunah that Amalek tries to erode. Amalek cools the waters. So let's recap what we've built so far. 1. Amalek does not deny the truth. 2. Amalek therefore works on taking the preciousness and value out of the truth. 3. This is epitomized in the statement whatever. 4. Taking the preciousness out of the truth is possible even on the level of intellectual awareness of the truth, because seeing the preciousness in something isn't the same faculty as intellectual awareness. 5. He's able to cause us to do evil because just like all evil, like we said, whose purpose is to give us independence and free will, he uses this method to prevent us from coming close to Hashem. And he does this from making us doubt Hashem's vision of preciousness in the world. 6. He can do this because we have to take that, at least initially, on faith and trust, born out of our love and respect for Hashem. 7. His weapon is doubt. He makes us doubt meaning, preciousness, value, importance. Amalek, in a nutshell, is trying to destroy our enthusiasm for life, each other, and Hashem's vision, our enthusiastic service of Hashem. The signs are clear. If we find something precious, we are enthusiastic about it. If we love someone and respect them, we are enthusiastic about them. Cynics, people with chutzpah, teenagers who say whatever, and nihilists are not famous for being enthusiastic. He says, so what if Hashem made a miracle? He's God. He does miracles. Why are you getting so excited about it? Why are you starting a whole religion and relationship with him? Don't you know that he's too lofty to care about you or any of this? Or he says, who cares if your wife finds that thing important? You're not her slave. She should be grateful that you even went and did it that one time. She's a fool for wasting her time thinking that this thing is important anyway. You know what's really important. Go and do that instead. Wouldn't God hold it as a sin against you if you wasted your life doing things that are not important? The things that you felt were the right thing to do? This is where Amalek introduces sin and evil through doubt. The main evil. Do what you want. Don't listen to Hashem or anyone else. Be the ultimate selfish, subjective, YOLO person that you can be. This is your one and only life, and it's a sin not to do it. Once again, even without Ruchshtut, we end up cooling off our service for others, cooling off our own heart for anything in life other than our own worldly pleasures and addictions. Our dopamine and nothing else. Once again, we find ourselves not connected to Hashem or our purpose in life. We're denying his purpose in creating us, denying him our very selves, which he needs, as we said. Finally, we end up in a state of pursuing our worldly pleasures again, which is already a deep attitude problem in and of itself, but it also leads to actual sins and corruption, degeneracy, and ultimately, the destruction of society. This is captured in Rashi's statement that Amalek cools off the waters, i.e. cools down the fiery love and fear of Hashem, infused with and born out of the passion that flows from the above intellectual world of Keter, desire, delight, and will. This is described as heat. The letters in the word korcha, i.e. he encountered you, sort of spell out cooling heat in Hebrew. That's why Rashi made that statement. The whole world was in awe of Hashem after the miracles of Egypt, and then Amalek came and introduced doubt once again. All that passion began to evaporate, and we all cooled down. Now we are ready to get into the Kabbalah of Amalek, so stay tuned for the next episode.